Hey, Connect community, happy new year. I hope this finds you well. Today is Friday, and I came out for a prayer walk. I wanted to pray for you, pray for this Sunday, praying for my message, meditating on it. I have a message to share with you this Sunday, but this is not why I'm sending you this video. I wanted to send you a happy new year. We miss you so much. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you had a great new year. I'm walking in my neighborhood, and I figured, let me just record a video and send the whole people, everybody who calls Connect Community home, and friends of Connect Community too, a little message. I was thinking through a scripture today. I read a scripture in Hebrews 12 where it says, I'm going to paraphrase it. It says, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us set aside, let go of the weights and the sin that so easily entangles us. And let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and the perfecter and the finisher of our faith, who endured the cross because of the joy that was set before him, and now is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. It's in Hebrews 12. It's a beautiful scripture. And it made me think of you. It made me think of this transition that we're going through. Usually New Year speaks of new hope, new resolutions, new ideas. We have a blank slate, right? But the slate is very similar every year. Every year we have a similar canvas to draw on. And I don't know about you, but I feel like 2021's canvas is a little bit different because of 2020. Now, you might have had a great year in 2020. You might have had a difficult year personally. But the reality is that all of us felt the difficulties of 2020, the pandemic, the social unrest, the isolation, the political divisiveness. And how do we begin 2021, and how do we write out a beautiful year, a year where we begin to move forward? Because that's the thing, right? We don't want to stay stuck, and we don't want to move back. We don't want to get worse. We want it to be better. But how do we do that without just sitting around and waiting for the environment or waiting for something in the ether to change our lives? How do we take action? A big part of our series this month, Soul Rehab, we're going to be talking about that. But today I just want to sow a seed in your heart about running with endurance. I was at the gym earlier today, and I was in a class, and the class's focus was endurance. And part of the endurance process when you're on the treadmill is to make sure you push your body's heart rate to sustain the longest distance for the longest period of time that you can. In other words, you want your heart rate to be pushed to a place where you can run consistently for as long as you can, as far as you can, without having to stop. And that training was interesting and got me thinking about endurance, and got me thinking about the fact that every time you need to summon endurance, you're also building endurance. Endurance is not easy. Endurance is not something that you can say, I have endurance and I am just getting by this. If your endurance is getting tested, you're sweating. Your heart is beating fast. And that analogy also works for other parts of life. Relationships, marriage, what we see in our country today. And what I want to encourage you with is to have a faith that endures, to have a love that endures, to have mercy that endures, to have grace that endures, to have a conviction that endures. There's a lot of pressure from all around for us to conform to this world. But let us do what the scripture says, not conform to this world. You're my brother, you're my sister. We are children of God. The people who live around us, who think differently from us, who are set in convictions that might not be true, they need Christ. They need Jesus. They need God. And more than ever, we should all come to this conclusion that the solution for our world today, the solution for your life today, is not less of God, is not less of Jesus, is not less of his way, is not less of his philosophy, his way of life, but more than that, it's not less of his spirit in you, giving you endurance to fight through. You might be asking, how am I going to take another year? Is 2021 going to be worse than 2020? I can't take another year like that. I feel the same way. I shared with you guys last year that I ended the year empty. I gave my all last year. And I'm starting this year thinking, God, I want renewal. I want refreshment. I want revival. Not just for me. I feel the presence of God. I know he's with us. I'm full of strength. I'm ready for a new year full of faith. But I want to see that in our community. I want to see that in our church. I want to see that in your home. You waking up happy. If you're married, waking up with your spouse, having a peaceful home, raising your kids the best way possible, and building a community that encourages one another, that supports one another, that loves one another. That's what we're about. That's what the scripture is about. That's what the gospel is about. So as we begin the new year, nothing is going to change unless we change our perspective. Nothing will change unless we take action according to the vision and according to what's set before us. So, what are you setting before you? What are you running with? What do you need endurance for? Do you need endurance because of the news cycle that's constantly trying to get you anxious? You're wasting your endurance on that. Do you need endurance so that you can sustain more of the bad habits or the bad circumstances that surround you all the time? It's a bit of a waste, isn't it? We need endurance to fix our eyes on Jesus and see the change that needs to happen. And change starts with you. Change starts with me. Change starts in our homes. Change starts in our neighborhoods. Change starts in our church. Change starts in our city. So let me encourage you with that, to fix your eyes on Jesus, to run with endurance, and to have a great 2021. Listen, Soul Rehab begins this Sunday. I hope to see you there. You will be encouraged. It's going to be great to be together. It's going to be safe. It's a touchless service. You come in, the door is open for you. You go to your seat, you worship with your mask on, and you go home. And it's going to be wonderful. We love you so much. Hope to see you Sunday. Happy New Year. We miss you.